Yeah, he's calling it.
That guy was
not the Olympics. We're gonna watch the qualifiers.
This is actually a great one.
It's a big one.
I love it. Man, we're all in good moods today, man. This is gonna be a banger.
Yeah.
What if it's not now?
That have to be in bad moods every time we come in. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the DNVR Nuggets podcast.
Let's go.
Presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Choose your offer. Find out why. Whatever the moment. Never ordinary at Bet365. We're also in the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. Couple days off. A surprise day off for the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah.
Called in sick. And I got to be honest, man. It feels great. I feel rejuvenated.
I do too, in a way, for sure, man. This is actually the start of the Nuggets season.
It kind of is. I think
NFL season is over. This is actually the first day of the Denver Nuggets season.
Yes, dude.
So welcome in.
Everybody in.
to
Everybody in.
the quasi-casual. We want you with us.
It's going really well. It's also going really concerning.
Yeah. It's so promising, but so concerning. I love the show today. I'm very excited for it. We've got all the fellas here outside of Deb.
Do you want us to leave? Are we part of it or no?
The fellas are here.
Oh, okay.
What part did you not get? The fellas.
I just you're not going to just do the show. We're just here, right?
I'm excited to do the show with the fellas.
Together.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Together, all of us is one happy family.
We can go. That's all.
No, well, over here, Brennan Vogt.
I love Denver. We got a beautiful snowfall yesterday. Beautiful. Sorry if it inconvenienced too greatly. And now it's really sunny and gorgeous. And that's the difference, man.
It is.
I come from the Northeast where when it snows, it lasts for 2 months.
It's done.
Welcome back, sunshine.
I know. I had to go shovel my walks this morning, and it melted by the time I was
Glorious.
done shoveling. I was like, "What? What is this? Why did I just wait?" D-Line Co's here.
What's up, guys? What'd you guys do yesterday?
Oh, nothing, man.
Anything over the weekend?
I prepared for a Nuggets game that never happened.
Yeah, dude. What a crushing sports defeat. The Memphis Nuggets game wasn't played.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that. We'll get to it. We'll just get to it later. Rounding out the show, Harrison Wind.
At the beginning of the day, I thought, the sports gods were on our side, canceling the Nuggets Grizzlies game. And I was like, okay, we've got them on our side. And then by the end of the day, I was like, what did we do?
Yeah.
What did we do to piss them off so badly?
This is like when you pray for something and it's like, we'll send a storm to Memphis, but the storm was so big it also hit Denver.
Right. Yeah.
Cursed monkey paw.
Yeah, cursed monkey paw. We'll start. Actually, D-Line, I know you have something for us.
Well, I was just going to talk about kind of what Harrison just teed up. Okay, anybody that's in here that's a Broncos fan, we got to talk about it a little bit.
We do. We got.
I understand
it's
most
a Nugget show, but
many of
sure,
you are
why
from
not?
Serbia. Some of you are from places I don't even know, East or something.
Some Bangkok listenership.
Yeah,
recently.
dude. But okay, we have to because a lot of our people are Bronco people, and what Harrison said is true. We are hated by the sports gods right now. We've done something wrong. The quarterback that led us to the top record in the NFL, went out in the most mysterious, unsatisfying way I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's the most mysterious thing.
Denver
feel like something secret happened.
The Denver community was given so much calamity in such a small amount of time that I believe that it's larger than simply losing a game.
Really?
We must atone. I think it's mainly on Broncos fans, honestly. I think that Broncos fans, like Nuggets fans before them, Murray was taken from us.
Flew
for a full
too close
year.
to the sun, maybe, or something?
Yes, I think that we're not supposed to be there yet. It was
I
like
don't
Murray
like this.
was taken, so we didn't get there yet. We needed
We
to.
would have won earlier.
Well, but we didn't. That's the point.
Well,
it's something was. It wasn't just that we were beaten by a better team.
you were correct.
Calamity befell us.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, look inward. That's all.
All right. Atone for our
Go to
sins.
church, says Eric.
I would have preferred to
that's not
look
what I said.
inward after the Super Bowl.
I just mean maybe we just have to change how we are. Maybe we
could have learned those
out
lessons in
over
the
our
Super Bowl.
skis.
This is like one of those when you pray, Lord, if you let me win the lottery, I promise I'll become a good person.
Yeah, exactly.
Like only at that point would I then start being a charitable.
Yeah. Anyway, so just be a better person and we'll win next year. That's it. Go.
Yeah, we'll try it. I will say, and just as a parallel here, so for those that don't know, it's obviously a huge game for the Broncos, and they lost their quarterback for the game before the game, and then a giant storm hit,
That's
and football being outplayed outside, the game came down to where nobody could see more than 15 feet in front of them. So the entire game, you work all year for that. And then all of a sudden the conditions change everything. Yes. And I was thinking it'd be like basketball if they were like, you got to the game 7 and they're like, no backboards today.
Yeah.
No backboard. And the ball is totally flat.
30-mile-per-hour crosswinds.
Yeah, the ball's flat. You can't dribble it. And there's no backboards. There's
water all over the floor.
There's water all over. But this is going to determine the game.
But yeah, this is how we figure out who the best team is.
Is it a three-pointer? We can't see the line.
We can't see. We have no idea.
No idea.
It was not
really
fair.
lame.
It's not fair, but whatever. Look inward.
So the Nuggets game was rescheduled, man, and crazy that multiple games were rescheduled over the weekend. This one was cool because it meant everybody could focus their energy on the AFC Championship game, the big football game, which was the 2 games were going to happen at the exact same time. Would have sucked. Mm-hmm. And it's like, yeah. Then you wake up today and you go, they have to reschedule this thing. And I think as I went through the schedule and tried to figure out when will they play, the last game,
it's definitely gonna be a back-to-back.
The last game they play before the All-Star break is home against Memphis. And then you get 8 days off. They play 1 day earlier than most. A lot of people will play on Thursday, the 12th. Nuggets get a little bit of an extended break.
Home and home?
I think they're going to end up doing a home and home. I would almost bet this is how it happens, to where the Nuggets All-Star break gets shortened by 1 day.
Oh, no. The players are not going to like this.
No.
There's no other time.
Do not intrude on anybody's trip to Cancun. That is the number 1 rule of the NBA.
That is the number 1 rule of the NBA.
They probably do have like booked everything.
Remember when like after the pandemic and everything, people were like, man, what if they just use this opportunity to switch the NBA calendar to make more sense?
Yeah.
You know, and the number 1 argument against it was you can't cut down on you can't change the off season.
Players really.
You can't mess with people's trips to Cancun in the summer.
Yeah.
Well, you just go to the other side of the world. Just go to Australia.
No, it's all about
In the
Cancun,
winter.
man.
I still think that this is a net positive, a major net positive, and I'll tell you why. We're all holding our breath that Jokic will be back tomorrow when the Nuggets are home for a 4-game homestand that starts against Detroit. There hasn't been an update on this front, so we actually don't know, but we're all hopeful that it is very soon, if not as early as tomorrow. Jokic would have missed an extra game. Now he has a chance to make it, although if you throw a back-to-back here in 2 weeks, he might just miss it anyway, along with multiple guys. But nonetheless, I do think that it allows Denver to settle, or at least get closer to settling. So I still think, even with it condensing the back half of the schedule ever so slightly, I still think it's a positive.
I think with where they were at, it was a positive. There was like a long list of guys that it honestly would have felt like pushing it to play them anyway. So it is more condensed on the back end. There's no doubt about it. But would you rather play more condensed games when you're closer to whole, or would you rather play another game right now when it feels like everyone is desperate for some time off? So I'm hopeful it worked out for them in the long run. You know, I don't have to adjust my travel schedule for it, but I think it's going to work out for Denver.
What do you think, Wind?
I think it's a definite positive for sure. I mean, that game in Memphis, it wasn't technically a back-to-back, but with all the injuries, it probably would have felt like one anyway. So now you get a chance to get some more rest, potentially get some bodies back, and potentially get Jokic back for the game, which is probably the biggest thing that was up in the air.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing, man. Jamal Murray getting he didn't play in the last one. It's going to be, 6 days off?
Yeah.
Basically from his last game to this one.
I mean, we feel a little rested right now. Can you imagine what the Nuggets feel like?
It's so true.
Even though I don't think they've left Memphis yet, or they're leaving right now.
Really?
They've spent 3 nights in Memphis.
Man, that's not a place to stay either.
What do you do for 3 nights in Memphis when the city's shut down because of a blizzard?
Stay in your hotel room.
I was going to say the same thing you do in Memphis when the city's not shut down.
You just don't find some weird lemon pepper works. That's the only difference.
But Jonas Valanciunas played a game, took 6 days off. Jamal Murray was so banged up. 6 days is a lot.
Yeah.
That is basically the All-Star break is 6 days. I think it's 7 days. So you basically got an All-Star break. You're going to play for 2.5 weeks, get another 6 days off. to me, it's actually huge. And then on top of that, Peyton Watson had this rolled ankle or rolled ankle
that's
thing,
big too. Yep.
Which it just also count. You don't know if he was going to try to force it and play hard. Now you get extra rest for that. So I actually agree with your sentiment that the basketball gods and the sports gods, maybe they've been throwing some curveballs, but they've also given us some pitches down the plate.
Well, I think that it's sort of like a Mount Olympus situation. There's the football gods. There's the basketball
really?
gods. The football gods were exacting revenge on the Broncos fan base, but the sports god overall, the Nuggets gods benefit greatly.
Okay.
We are in great position because
Peter to play Paul.
One had nothing to do with the other, but point being is like, to your larger point, like we're getting a bunch of time off. Like every day you get off is so valuable. I mean, you could feel it. Those games were like, oh my God, like these guys look tired. They're not, like the play was getting super sloppy.
Yep.
And they need time off. So this is actually amazing.
The Charlotte and Lakers games were horrible. Those were the games that really, really looked sloppy. The ones they won, Washington, I'm not trying to take anything away because you just get a win at this point when you're that shorthanded. They beat Washington, horrible team, trying to lose. And then you beat Milwaukee by 2. It kind of felt like a blowout, but that's a team that was trying to quit. It's like you got these gift horse. The gift horse gave you this.
Yeah.
Memphis being canceled to me is just like, boom, man. Perfect. The team should be rested. They play Detroit tomorrow, which to me is a bit of a measuring stick game, especially if you're able to play Jokic and company. But even if Jokic isn't there, it's still a measuring stick game for, all right, you had a lot of rest, a lot of time to prepare for this Detroit game. Let's see how you stack up against the East's best team.
Absolutely. Yeah. The energy can't be the issue with that one. You know what I mean? You got all this time to rest. You just got to come out, play like gangbusters. Hopefully you're healthy. It's weird how there's been this simultaneous parallel track of like just how unlucky the Nuggets have been and also kind of lucky.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Obviously, you'd rather have everyone healthy, but if it's going to go down like this, the way it's gone down has almost been best case scenario. So, yeah, I hope they take advantage of this, and I hope that they're able to, kind of send a message to themselves and the fans at home. Like, all right, like you guys said, the Nuggets season is really restarting here. This is a serious opponent. We haven't had our best luck at home this year. Let's go give these fans something to sink their teeth into.
By the way, this stretch, the Nuggets just got through the easy portion of their schedule right now.
Right.
With the Jokic injury lined up with the easy portion. He returns to, or if he does return, I actually don't know. We haven't heard anything. I don't know if he's returning. I'm a little skeptical, to be honest. But Detroit, Brooklyn, which should be a kind of something of an emotional game. Michael Porter Jr.'s return to the arena. That's a big deal. Then you get the Clippers, who are the hottest team in NBA right now. They're beating everybody. Then you get Oklahoma City Thunder right after that. Then you go on the road at Detroit, at New York, at Chicago. Damn. You come home for Cleveland, who's been figuring it out lately, and then potentially back-to-back games against Memphis. Then the All-Star break. This portion here, this is no gimmies on the schedule, except for maybe the Memphis game at home. Maybe outside of that, no gimmies.
Yeah, man, this is going to be an interesting test. This portion of the schedule. It's looking back at the non-Jokic games. I mean, this has been an A-plus performance, I think, from the Nuggets, just based on the expectations we had, the reality of the situation and what's happened. But things are about to get real. Things are really about to get real. I was looking at the standings this morning, and Nuggets are tied for second in the West.
It's unreal.
That's
great, man.
pretty unbelievable.
It's completely
If Jokic does come back tomorrow, they will have climbed in his departure.
It's unbelievable, man. I mean, it's as great of an outcome as we could have ever hoped for.
Yep.
And that what's done is done. Good job, good effort. Now the competition gets stepped up another level, though.
Dude, think about this, though. Talk about winning the non-Jokic minutes.
What about winning the non-Jokic games?
I'm saying, how many minutes have there been? And we're going to win the non-Jokic minutes? Like, that says that where this team is as compared to last year. Like, last year, they would just gotten smoked.
Oh, man.
Smoked. It's crazy. It's actually lining up so perfectly for the Denver Nuggets.
It hasn't just been non-Jokic minutes either. That's the thing. There's like 2 of these games where every starter didn't
it's not everybody minutes.
and some bench guys.
Totally.
It's been really impressive.
Will you be disappointed if Yoke's not back tomorrow?
I'm disappointed every night he's not back. But whatever. I mean, like, I don't anticipate him being back either.
Yeah,
because I
feel
kind
like
of
we might
thought he
have
was
heard
either
something.
I felt like he was either going to come back early or it was just going to be the whole.
So tomorrow is exactly 4 weeks since
Reevaluate him.
They saw what the injury was, and they said, okay, he'll be reevaluated in 4 weeks. Tomorrow is 4 weeks from that day exactly. So that's why we've always kind of had that date circled in pencil, I'll say. They've obviously done some reevaluation since then. He's gotten on the court. He's progressing on schedule, if not maybe a little ahead of schedule. And the end of January was the target.
Is that
so
like
we're kind of on track here. I don't know if it happens tomorrow, but it seems like the door's open for it.
Is that a thing you have to establish with the league, saying like, at this date we'll report back to you this person's status? Is that
I don't think necessarily the league. I think just more so the media, even. Just so you can set expectations.
right?
There are certain points where you have to upgrade a guy if he has potential to play or to not play. There's a point where you have to upgrade him.
Like, does that start?
Like we will find out this afternoon.
I think this afternoon.
This afternoon, in a couple hours, we'll find out if he has a chance at playing.
The Pistons put their injury report in already. The Nuggets have held off so far.
5 p.m. on local time, the day before the game, is the deadline when you have to put
Ooh, a little
something out.
conspiracy corner. Nuggets waiting to the last second here. Give us some good news. We need it. It would be a nice little pick me up. At the end of this Broncos season. All right, I'm excited for today's show. On the other side, we're going to spend the next 3 segments trying to rank who are the best three-point shooters on the roster, who are the best defenders on the roster, and who are the best fits alongside Nikola Jokic. This last 5 weeks has taught us a lot about the deeper parts of the roster, and I think our answers will be different today than they would have been a month ago. We'll do that on the other side.
Shout out to our friends over at Strawberry Fields. They have a new promo for customers right now. Use code DNVR for buy one, get one free on any 2 products. Limit 1 per order, but you can use the code DNVR at Strawberry Fields for buy one, get one free on any 2 products. At any of their locations. They've got them across the state: Denver, Pueblo, Trinidad, and Downeyville. That's on the side of I-70 going to the mountains. There's probably a Strawberry Fields right along your route. Check out their online menu for options to skip the line and get in and out fast, get straight back to your couch even faster if that's your thing. They offer a huge range of products. They've got premium flour, vaporizers, edibles, infused drinks, tinctures, concentrates, topicals, you name it, they've got it. They also have solid deals going on all the time, but right now use code DNVR for buy one, get one free on any 2 products. Limit 1 per order. Must be 21 plus with a valid ID to purchase. More info at strawberryfieldscannabis.com. Also, shout out to our friends over at Red Hawk Roofing, the best roofers around, and no project is too small for these guys. From little repairs on your roof to full roof replacements, they're your go-to for everything in the roofing industry, and they will care about you as a person. They have great customer service. They're not going to try to rip you off. They're going to keep you involved in the process and walk you through everything that has to do with your roof. It's something that can cost a lot of money, so you want to know about everything going on, everything that they're doing. They will keep you in the loop on all that stuff. Free no obligation roof and property inspections. Free in-depth photo report for all inspections as well. You can't always see how bad the damage to your roof is from the ground. So call Red Hawk Roofing. Let them get up there and tell you what's going on. Give these guys your business if you have any roofing needs, home, business, whatever it might be. redhawkroofing.com, 720-771-8921. And of course, DNVR, tell them DNVR sent you. These are the homies. They're in the bar all the time. They sponsor watch parties. They're on the takeovers. redhawkroofing.com, 720-771-8921.
All right, Nugget season. Everybody get those likes up. Hit the like button. Hop in the Toyota chat. Talk to your fellow Nuggets fans. Play along with us in this. This is going to be a difficult assignment for us.
Oh, my God.
A very difficult assignment. The best three-point shooters on the roster, I actually think only number 1 is easy. I think that, and I might not have thought this as full-heartedly as I do right now in years past, but I think Jamal Murray is clearly the best three-point shooter on the team.
Oh, this is
three-point shooter. I just like Jamal Murray. It's the volume, the variety of three-point shots, the fact that he does it off the dribble so much. He's also great catch and shoot. He's great at every type of three-point shot. In years past, I might have, I think it's easily Michael, and then maybe, who knows, this guy or that guy. I think right now it's Jamal Murray, full stop.
Well, right now, Jamal Murray might be the best three-point shooter in the league. Like, he's in that conversation this season. Yeah. This season, of course, just talking about his production. So, yes, it's Murray. The volume is up. It's tough pull-up threes. It's not that Tim is taking easy spot-up threes or anything, but Jamal's taking them off the dribble. He's taking them with tons of attention from the defense, hits them in big spots all over the floor. With his volume and his percentage, he has to be number one right now.
Yeah, it's also like the most correct version of Murray.
Yeah.
It's like we always thought he was that guy, but he just wasn't, and now he is.
44.8% on 7.5 attempts a game. Of players taking at least 5, he ranks 4th behind Cam Spencer, Max Christie, Sam Merrill. Like role players who are getting, run around the court, catch, shoot them. He's getting every type, and he's shooting 44.8%, which is insane.
Yeah, it's not surprising he's getting Steph Curry treatment, like defensively.
Reed Shepherd, one of the best three-point shooters I've seen, 40.7%. His shot looks perfect.
Well,
Jamal
just
Murray
against
ahead of him
us,
and on more. So this part, is there any argument here? Is it possible it's somebody else?
I was thinking about Tim Hardaway, but the season that Murray is having and the volume of threes that he's shooting combined with the difficulty, because I think Jamal Murray's threes are definitely, even though Tim Hardaway takes some really difficult threes, I still feel like Murray's level of difficulty might just be a little higher because he is the number one option for the last month. He is the focus of the defense. They're a little tougher for him to get than Hardaway. But I think Hardaway deserves a mention for sure.
Yeah. I would love for him to do, Jamal that is, to do the 3-point contest.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem like he's really on the radar for that kind of thing. And he's not thought of it. But
how the NBA selects the 3-point shootout participants is a really weird formula.
That's the new dunk contest. It used to be the dunk contest was the hub of it all leading into the game. Now it's the 3-point competition.
Yep.
And Jamal Murray going out there winning that into his what I believe will be his first All-Star appearance would be such a great weekend, man.
Yep. Beautiful.
It'd be so cool. By the way, on the All-NBA show today, we did our All-Star reserves.
Ooh, okay.
In the West, Tim Legler had Jamal right behind Anthony Edwards and Kevin Durant as locks. So when you go to the Rivers, we picked 7 of them. Anthony Edwards, KD, 1, 2. Jamal Murray, 3. And he thought it would be insane that there was anybody ahead of him.
I mean, Jamal has kind of, since we started the Jamal Star thing, he's kind of elevated himself into all-NBA conversations.
Right.
You know, it's like more third-team all-NBA than all-star at this point.
Yep.
He really should be in there, especially considering the narrative bump of how the Nuggets have survived without Jokic.
Yeah, to me it seems like a lock.
Yeah.
Pretty much a lock that he's going to make it. And
we don't have to wait long.
February 1st actually is the date.
5 days.
Yeah.
6 days. We'll know very, very soon. Number 2, you've kind of tipped it already. I actually think this one is pretty controversial. I think this one could go a lot of ways. We're weighing, if you say Tim Hardaway Jr., you're kind of weighing the difficulty factor a little bit here. Like Cam Johnson just doesn't take difficult 3-point shots. Some of the other guys get more open shots. Tim Hardaway takes really, really tough ones. It sounds like you think Tim Hardaway is the next guy, though.
Yeah, pretty clearly, I think.
You think pretty clearly. Yeah. Cam Johnson shooting 43%, Tim Hardaway 39%.
What's the volume difference?
Tim Hardaway is taking more in fewer minutes.
The thing is, like Tim Hardaway,
slightly fewer minutes.
The thing is, Tim Hardaway takes the most foolish threes. Like he takes threes.
His level of difficulty is so high.
He takes threes. He absolutely. I mean,
it is wild. He's shooting that percentage based on how tough his shots are.
He really truly
and
has
that
become.
is with him going 20 over the last 2.5 games.
He's like fully turned into J.R. Smith. Like he just will let it rip and. Sometimes it's dope, and then other times you're like, during this stretch, this is our first real swoon of his that we've seen, and it has been wild.
Yeah.
He does not, I mean, like you hear about guys not having a conscience and just being like, well, shooters shoot. And I'm like, God damn, I guess shooters shoot, man. This guy's shooting 0 of 20. Like,
yeah, I think I would actually have Cam Johnson ahead of him here.
Dude, honestly, like,
but there is value in what Tim does. Like the quick trigger is so valuable because it spaces the floor more. But I kind of think if Cam Johnson was doing this, there would be in one hand out the other. Like, it's not Cam's role.
I have 2 people that might put over both of those guys.
We'll go one at a time here real quick, though. Before ahead of both.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Well, let me come back to that. How do you evaluate? I don't think there's a right answer.
No, I don't. I think I'm still leaning Tim. But maybe that's just because we've seen more of Tim lately. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like across a larger sample size of games, and they've needed him. there's this slump right now. I think without it, we probably wouldn't be hesitating, to be honest.
You're probably right.
I'm going to go with Tim because of the level of difficulty so far.
If you got those two guys in an empty gym, I know this isn't the competition, but if you just had them do a shooting contest, who do you think would win?
Maybe Cam, but the thing is, we're not in an empty gym.
Yeah, where it's
And I trust Tim Hardaway shot a little bit more than Cam's in an NBA situation under pressure right now.
It's a basketball player shot and a hooper shot.
I have Tim Hardaway. I actually put Tim Hardaway 2. I put Cam 3 on this one. I do think it's awfully close. You have somebody, though, you think is ahead of both.
People.
2 people ahead of both of these guys.
Bro, I might put Jokic and I might put Pickett over both of those guys.
So I had Jokic at
Pickett,
number...
dude, Pickett is deadly.
I think we have Cam. I think we have Cam.
He is deadly now.
Cam number
dude.
3, or do you think these other guys are in the mix now?
I have Cam 3.
Same.
Although Jokic...
That's what I'm doing. Jokic hits so many goddamn things.
Jokic only takes one type of 3, though.
That's the one you need.
Yeah, but it's also like by virtue of how good he is that you have to give him a 3. Whereas these other guys, you're trying not to give them a 3, so it's a little different.
That is true.
I have Cam 3.
Like if you ran Jokic off of all the stuff Tim does,
we've seen Jokic,
step backs,
insane threes.
Oh, it's gonna be like a 2-hour show today.
We've hit Jokic has hit some of the most spectacular threes I've ever seen in my
couple
entire
on
life.
Anthony Davis.
The Lakers threes, the one we saw in Belgrade, Jokic hits threes
The
like
Sombors.
you've never seen before, and he hits every 3 that matters.
I mean, he is shooting. What is it this year?
It's
He's
43.5%.
43.5%.
And
Statistically, he's 2.
He's taking almost 5 attempts per
I'm
game.
saying, dude. Like I want
But
Jokic.
they're almost all right at the top of the key. Almost all of them are holding the
I
ball.
want Andre Iguodala. I'm telling you, though.
I will say this.
I'm taking Jokic.
What about number 4 then? So I think you're going to lose out on having him 2 or 3, but I had him number 4. I actually think he might be right behind the Murray, Tim, and Cam are all 3-point specialists. That's part of their line item. Jokic, it's honestly like his 8th best skill.
Doesn't mean he's not the best at it.
But I think that he's the next guy.
Yeah, I honestly almost want to put him 3. You're right to the.
I just can't.
There is something to the fact that Jokic takes these threes because it's the only thing they've given him, and he's open. Whereas Cam is they kind of know it's the top thing to take away. But I mean, Jokic is shooting a higher percentage on more volume.
I know.
If it helps, the stat is way behind.
Man, to me, it's wild. It's almost always the exact same shot. And then can you imagine if teams guarded
Who cares if it's the same
Cam
one?
the way that they guarded Jokic, where they were like, just give him the 3. Just give it to him. That's what we're going to live with. We're going to live with Cam
Don't
Jones.
we count the ones that go in as the good ones?
But I'm just saying he's taking the same type of 3. It's a relatively open 3-point shot.
We're not asking who's the most varied 3-point shooter. We're saying who's the best. That guy just hits. But I mean, I just want to be on this side of history.
Has he moved
I want to be on
anybody?
this side of history. Jokic is the one that I would want to have a 3 when it's the biggest moment.
I mean, you're not wrong about that.
D-line's made a really strong case.
You're not wrong about that.
Are you guys going to move it? I like this order. I think to me this order makes the most sense.
It does.
It does bother me that Jokic is the only one with one
aliens
name.
have the laser beam pointed at us.
You're dialing
I'm
up.
taking Jokic.
You're dialing up Tim Hardaway Jr. in that moment, not Nikola Jokic.
That's a different question. That's
No,
like
it's
about
not. It's
clutchness, and it's also about like
That's the best, dude. The guy that could do it whenever, the most frequent.
You know
the
what's
most-
not going to happen? Yoke's not going to get his shot blocks. That's one of the reasons you'd go to him.
Hell yeah.
Whereas Tim Hardaway, you might be able to block it or whatever, take it
Cat
away.
won the 3-point contest.
Yeah.
He is the greatest shooting big of all time.
If we go then to the last one, here's where it gets interesting because I think there's 4 candidates. You got Peyton Watson, who's been on fire this
Yes,
year.
he has.
Jalen Pickett, Aaron Gordon, who's been making his threes, and Spencer Jones, the sidewinder. All of these guys are shooting really, really well. You could even go to Deron Holmes if you wanted to, although we haven't seen it quite enough for him to enter. I don't know if he qualifies, but whatever. Peyton Watson, 42%, Pickett, 41%, Aaron Gordon, 40%, Spencer Jones, 39.5%. Who gets the last spot?
I told you I like Pickett.
Pickett's hit a variety of them.
So
He has
the
hit
thing with Pickett is, yes, he's had a great season. He's only done it for one season, though. Really,
last year was good. Last year
Dude,
he shot
he's
the ball
always
well.
been a
was he
shooter.
above 40%?
I think he was, but I mean, it's
It
just
wasn't a ton of volume.
That was
'Cause
my
he only
stated
played for like a
reason for
month.
staying on Pickett.
He was
Island.
39.6% last year.
I think it's between Watson and Gordon personally. I am buying Pickett's 3-point shot, by the way.
Really?
My confidence in it is up and up and up. But I think right now, Aaron's got a pretty large sample size to work with of like high volume, high leverage, tough threes.
To me, I'd lean AG. To me, it's AG or Pickett.
Do you know how sick it is that we're able to have this conversation?
This is the whole point. This is one of the points as I was going through this. Is there's 9 guys that you could be like, those guys all vie for the top 5.
The Nuggets this is how they've survived without Jokic. It's like all these dudes can shoot threes, and they have figured out how to do it in a way that is like they don't get discouraged that they have like big runs where they're not hitting them. They just keep shooting them. It's crazy. It's like a completely different style of Nuggets team we've ever had.
I don't know where I'd go on this
I'm kind of leaning Gordon.
How are we just throwing Peyton Watson out of this? He's the leader in the field goal percentage.
1 year.
And I would say even more like 2 months.
But if we are going off of that, Tim Hardaway has never shot above 40% in his career. Cam Johnson's only shot above 40%, but yet it was definitive that he was behind. Because we're going off of this year.
But Tim Hardaway is known as a shooter, and P. Watt is just now being known as a shooter.
We haven't seen P-Watt have a game like that Warriors game either.
Like AG did?
Yeah, like where he's just
Oh my God, dude.
He went 6 of 7.
AG's been sick.
Nuggets, by the way, are now still number one. Still number 1 in 3-point shooting as a team. To the general point of this.
Kale, let's determine this last one by poll here. Because I think we all kind of have it. Let's let the chat decide that 5th spot.
I like that.
I think the top 4 are kind of. I feel really good about that top
I do
4 in
too.
whatever order you have them in.
Yeah.
The nice thing is 5 goes deep. But here's one thing I will tell you. You're basically talking about the entire Nuggets rotation minus 2 guys.
Right.
The only guys we do not debate here are Bruce Brown and Christian Brown. We don't think those guys are in. And that's kind of a noteworthy thing. All right, let's take a break. On the other side, we're going to ask this question, but for defenders, who are the 5 best defensive players on the Nuggets roster?
Shout out to our friends over at Monarch. Look, it's a new year, 2026. Achieve your financial goals for good in 2026. You can do that with Monarch. Monarch is the all-in-one tool that makes proactive money management simple. All year long, right now, you can use the code DNVR at monarch.com for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarch.com with the code DNVR. Look, there got to a point in my life where I needed to manage my money better, be more financially responsible, and I turned to Monarch for that, and they've definitely helped me over the last year or so. Don't let financial opportunity slip through the cracks. Use that code DNVR, get half off your first year at monarch.com. They help with everything from budgeting to finding out where you're spending too much money to finding you ways that you can just save money very easily by not changing your spending habits. They were named the best budgeting app of 2025 by the Wall Street Journal. They were also named in CNBC's top fintech companies in the world. So don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks in 2026. Let this be the year you are smarter with your money. Use the code DNVR at monarch.com in your browser for half off your first year, 50% off your first year at monarch.com with the code DNVR. Also, Xfinity, the best internet out there, and they can give you that best internet at a 5-year price guarantee. You can lock in your same price with Xfinity for 5 years. What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And what if you could keep it at that same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. No annual contracts as well with Xfinity. That's the best part. No hidden fees. And Xfinity's best equipment is included. All your devices working in perfect harmony. That's what you get with Xfinity. You can have, your wife's taking a business call, your kids watching TV, you're streaming the game. You can do that all on the same Wi-Fi with Xfinity. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. If you want to learn more, check out your options. Go to Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only, restrictions apply, but you can lock in that 5-year price guarantee. You can only do that and get the best internet with Xfinity.
All right. Make sure you vote in the poll so we can get to this. Let's go to best defensive players. This one is like most controversial right from the start.
It is.
Yeah.
Because it does feel like all of the Nuggets players are good at certain things in defense, but not all types, all matchups. And then who I think is their best defender, hands down, has not played like it yet this year, which is Aaron Gordon. I think Aaron Gordon's still their best defensive player, but it's hard to make the case based solely on what we've seen so far this year.
I would agree. I'm leaning AG at the number 1 spot.
He
here.
does every help side, on ball, multiple types of players, rebound.
Oh man, this is tough. I might put P-Watt number 1 because he has just been ascending, and I think he is already at least on par with what Aaron Gordon is doing, and I think because he's younger, he's going to get better because he has such an athletic style of defense. Like those blocked shots, all the stuff. Like Aaron Gordon's good at being like in the way and like taking on big bodies and stuff.
I've got news about the game tomorrow.
Yeah.
Nikola Jokic is out.
Well, there goes that.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Well, let's start the show over.
Damn.
That's a bummer. Yeah, I would probably. I don't know. Tough.
As of now. I mean, things can maybe change, but
I'll
he's
put-
out
okay,
as of now.
I think AG makes sense. I do think AG makes sense.
I actually think there's 4 candidates for number 1. As crazy as that is, I think it's Gordon, Spencer, Peyton, and Christian.
I was going to say I think this season, I have Spencer Jones. Aaron's been hurt. Peyton has had some huge highlights. Has also, like, understandably been a little busy being a top option.
Yeah.
Christian, it just hasn't been a Christian year so far in any regard, really. I think it's Spencer Jones, who's had some huge moments against big players in the clutch.
He has.
You know, not just the occasional, well, that's his reputation. He hustles. You know, one of those Houston wins, he was phenomenal, guarding everyone. I think he's had tough assignments. I think this year, he's my answer.
I think Peyton Watson is the most unbalanced in that he is by far, in my opinion, the best shutdown defender in the NBA. And when you just watch them play, good players get him off of the ball, which to me, more so than any other of the other guys, which to me is the ultimate, that's the toughest guy to score on. But defense is about more than that. And it is noteworthy to me that he has basically the second worst defensive rating on the team. I know that's a team stat, and there's a lot of noise in that. Who's
Spencer or
healthy?
P-Watt?
Only Jamal Murray is slightly worse, but even when we see him in certain configurations, just replacing this guy or that guy, like with Murray, with all the guys, it's still bad. And I think there might be something to it. I just think he's by far the best for Kevin Durant and for a handful of those types of guys, by far.
Yeah.
But the metrics seem to always have him lower than everyone else.
Yeah, that's the other thing. The other thing, though, with Spencer Jones is like I feel like you have to take into consideration his bad fouls.
Yeah.
I actually have a counter to this. I think Spencer picks up a lot of fouls because Spencer is playing defense.
I agree, but he can be. The thing is, I think being a good defender is like you don't get juked a lot, and I think he gets juked a lot.
Yeah.
His fouling's been better.
I agree. I'm just saying, like, that's what I like about like really savvy defenders is like you don't get them up in the air. I just think Spencer's all heart and hustle, and he's, I'm not saying he's not good. I'm not saying he's not good. This is like, but who's the best? I don't know.
Has he even fouled out though? I don't mind Spencer's fouls.
He has
feel
a
like
few
he's fouled out a
times.
bunch.
But
Has he? Okay. Because
he had that one in like 20 minutes
Oh yeah,
or
that's
something.
right. He's definitely fouled out. I take that back. But I don't know. I just think it's largely a result of a young player who's trying to be physical. And he just like lost a lot of 50-50 calls to open the year.
Yeah, Dylan Brooks fouls out a lot. Lou Dort will foul out. So some of this is you're towing the line of what's acceptable. I honestly would not argue any order you have here because I do think Peyton is the number 1 in terms of like impact in certain things. And then Gordon the most all around.
Yeah.
And Spencer Jones maybe has been the most like consistent on ball all around guy. The only thing I would have here is I would have Christian Brown number 4. I don't think Christian Brown is really solid and does a lot of things, and the metrics are good. When he's on the floor, the team seems to defend at a really high level. There's something to it. But I also just don't trust him to shut anybody down, which is part of defense.
Sure.
I still think AG is number 1 though. I think he's the best overall defender. Like even though I argued Peyton, like just thinking
I think
about
so
it more,
too.
I think it's just he's kind of the guy.
The floor is so high on his defense, I feel.
But I do feel like this is another thing. It's not disrespect to the other two because I completely agree with the arguments for both.
Right. I mean, I think Peyton has the highest ceiling as a defender in this group easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
I just think, I don't know, to me this season, I don't think anyone has had more actual your job tonight is to guard their best players, and that's what you're doing more than anything else.
More so than Spencer?
Oh, no, I think Spencer has for the most part. Yeah. So whereas I think Watson has these flashes.
And this is like who's playing the best right now versus who is the best.
Sure.
Right? And it's like I think Aaron Gordon is the best, but he's been hampered.
Yeah.
Peyton
that is
Watson has the chance to be the best, but he's growing. And Spencer Jones has been the best, but I don't think he's like the highest ceiling guy.
Sure.
So it's like interesting.
The last spot here, I almost want to take Jokic out because I think you could make a case that Jokic is actually ahead of even some of these guys just in all the stuff he does. He doesn't always do it because in the regular season, I think it wears him down. If we took him out, though, it becomes even more interesting because you're basically looking at Bruce Brown
Yep.
or Cam Johnson, who I think is a very underrated positional defender.
It's another name.
Bruce Brown, Zeke Naji, I think you could even throw in here. Jalen Pickett maybe gets like an honorable mention. Out of those guys, where would you go?
Bruce.
I would go Bruce, no question.
Bruce. Even though his defense,
He's just like
it has fallen off, but
Makes
I think
plays.
he's still impacting the defensive end of the floor in a lot of different ways in terms of deflections,
Yes.
just being a pest, coming up with 50-50
That's exactly
balls,
right word.
rebounding. So that's why I'd go Bruce.
Yeah, that's exactly the right word. He just is a pest in the sometimes the best and sometimes the worst ways. But he that's the guy that's going to cause the big steal that you need, and that's the guy that's going to dive for the ball and just like make the thing happen that you didn't expect. Get in the passing lane. But yeah, his on ball one-on-one defense is definitely taking a step back this year.
Zeke?
I think Zeke's underrated in this one. I think
What
it's
about
hard. I think it's
Jamal?
hard to put it.
What about Jamal?
There's absolutely no world I'm putting Jamal in this conversation. But I'll listen if you want to make
He's
the
not
argument.
near the same category as Bruce.
No.
I would
Really?
say for Jamal, the argument is I think in crunch times, Jamal's been good defensively at times. I would say across full games, it's just not his responsibility. As
Yeah,
much
a lot
as
of
it
this
is
is
these
role
other
and
guys.
energy. This is the Peyton conversation. As Peyton has been such an important offensive player,
Right.
He's putting way more into offense than Spencer Jonas or even Christian Brown.
Sure.
And so it's kind of understandable that his defense would be lower. I think it's Bruce too, though, man. I will say
lean
this: that
Bruce.
Bruce's offense has been so rough this year that. And that's what you focus on because I think it's been worse than his defense has been good, but his defense has been pretty good. And there are big moments where he comes up with big plays and sparks energy. He knows what his role is on defense every single play
Yeah.
and performs it. So we look at this list now and we contrast it to the other one. The other one was tough because there was like 9 guys vying for 5 spots and we're making all these arguments, I guess after number 1 where everybody goes. This other list is a little more thin, and nobody stands out as like, that's clearly the best defender, the shutdown guy. I think other teams would have an easier job ranking their top 5 defenders than Denver would. Would you agree?
Aaron Gordon ran away with the ball.
For a 3-point shooter.
Ran away with it? Beat Peyton Watson?
Yeah, he was like 78% of the vote.
Wow.
That's running away with it.
That is running away with it. All right, Aaron
counts.
Gordon. I think Denver's 3-point, this ranking, Denver, if you did this for every team, Denver, you would really see how many shooters Denver has. The defensive one, though, I do think there's other teams where you'd be like, number 1 is obvious, number 2 is obvious, and a bunch of guys could have been 3, 4, or 5. Whereas Denver, number 1 is not obvious.
Yeah.
And after 5, I think the drop-off is kind of real.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but
after
Zeke,
4, I feel like there's a drop off.
Yeah, but Zeke, yeah, I think that's fair.
Zeke's a good defender. I mean,
Zeke-
he's done
that's what I
good.
mean, like-
Zeke is definitely in the conversation, man. He definitely is.
But we're also talking about him like not getting rebounds a lot. We're talking about his weaknesses, including on the defensive end.
Yeah.
A lot.
And I don't, not to be annoying just because this is a fun conversation. I just don't think Aaron Gordon's number 1 this year on the defensive list.
I think it's fair.
That's fair.
This is the tough one because I
Very
think I
fair.
would agree with you, but I'm also counting on him.
Right at the same
To
time.
be, so this one's tough.
I still
It's
think
like
of it that
it's like a
way.
different.
I
Like,
just said we're not doing this for the others for the 3-point thing, but I am doing it for defense. So. But I don't know. All right. Well, let us know then in the comments if you agree with this one because I am curious about that. Let's take our last break. On the other side, a super fun one, which is Jokic players. I think this is the list that has changed the most throughout the course of this season.
It's a fun one. It's a really fun one.
No break. We're just back. All right.
Sick.
Hit the like button. Let us know if you're enjoying it.
Would have been a great break. Though.
So now,
such a good one.
I think number 1 and number 2 are the easiest we've had so far. I think Jamal Murray is easily the number 1 Jokic player. I think number 2 is easily Aaron Gordon. And part of this is history. These guys have been playing together for so long. The people that would say Aaron Gordon executes his role in the Jokic system better than Jamal, 1, I would probably disagree. But 2, Murray's role is harder and more complex and has more layers to it. So the fact that it would even be a conversation to me is like, that means Murray is ahead. Aaron Gordon plays off of those guys and does some stuff. It's great. But what Murray has to do requires a million talents that perfectly mold with Jokic.
Dude, they're peanut butter and jelly.
That's true.
They have a nickname.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not even a question. What are you talking about?
Well, I didn't know some people would be like, Aaron is
No
more
way,
of
dude.
synergy and less
Peanut butter and
selfish or
jelly?
whatever.
Yeah, dude, come on. What are we
Is there an
talking
argument?
about?
Did you want to make one?
No, it's these two guys.
All right. So that's one and that's two. But here's where it gets really interesting.
Ooh, yeah.
Because I think coming into the season, we would have all said, Christian Brown, pencil him in, number 3, no questions asked. But here's P-Watt looking awfully good next to Jokic. And I even think statistically we can't rule out the fact that when Cam Johnson's been on the floor with Jokic, they're scoring at 131 points per 100 possessions, and everything's been great on both ends of the floor. And I'll throw a curveball for you guys. Spencer Jones, also part of the all-time greatest offensive lineup, five-man lineup.
Yeah.
And by the way, we now have 2 years. Do you guys know who the number 1 two-man pairing is with Jokic this year?
I don't, for the record.
I'll give you a hint. It's the exact same guy that was the number 1 two-man pairing last year. It's Jalen Pickett. Now,
Right.
albeit it's not on a very big sample size, but 2 years in a row, Jokic and Pickett is running away with this weird combo of number 1 two-man net rating. Now, I don't think it's Pickett because he doesn't play nearly the volume of minutes. But CB, P-Watt, Cam, and if you want to get weird, Spencer, all have a argument, I think, right now for number 3.
I would go Peyton Watson right now. I think there's multiple lineups he's been in, starting lineups of different parts that have been really overwhelming offensively. I think he can fill in for AG. I think he can fill in for Christian. I think right now he's shooting better. I think he figured out how to feast in those split actions. And I think lately he's shown the ceiling as a guy who can put the ball on the floor and drive. Maybe some of that makes the argument for him to be almost better without Jokic than he used to be. But I just kind of think right now, if you put P-Watt in a lineup with Jokic, odds are you're got a good lineup.
Of the guys who play real minutes with Jokic so far this season, number 1 is AG, plus 22. Number 2 is Jamal Murray, plus 14. Number 2 is Peyton Watson, plus 15.2. Murray, plus 14.6. They have played the most minutes together, Jokic and Murray. And then it goes down to Spencer Jones at 13.6, Cam Johnson at plus 12.4. We're splitting hairs at a certain point.
Sure.
Everybody's good with Jokic.
The whole thing is like the crazy thing is like I think that Christian Brown is tailor-made for Jokic because he just does the things that Jokic wants him to do.
Sure.
Like, he doesn't possess the same kind of one-on-one. Like the fact that Peyton Watson just had a career high without Jokic is meaningful. Like it's like it doesn't mean that he doesn't play well.
Sure.
Everyone plays well with Jokic. Just like Christian Brown is like, if you had Christian Brown in that Peyton Watson role over the last several, he wouldn't have scored 35. There's no way. But like with Jokic, he's always running out, so he has the outlet pass. He's always like getting tough rebounds, this kind of stuff that like he helps Jokic on the glass. It just sucks because Christian Brown's having a nightmare season, so it's like hard to remember how good he is with Jokic.
Can I give one important, because I agree with all of that, but there's one really important counterpoint that I think we all have to consider, which is, in my opinion, in the playoffs last year, he was an atrocious fit. In large part because the defensive game plan was just muck everything up, force them to give it to him, and he could not come through.
Fair.
And that to me, that's like that's why the playoffs are so different. Is at the end of the day, they just say, yeah, but can they do this? And that's why I have Christian actually way lower. It's not because of what I think he'll do when he comes back and in the regular season. It's what I think he'll do in a game 5 of a very important playoff game. I'm still worried. I'm more worried than ever, actually.
Right now, it just feels like easier to game plan with Christian Brown on the floor than Peyton.
For sure.
Definitely.
It comes down to shooting.
For sure.
At the end of the day,
I agree.
I think.
For
I
sure.
mean, I think there's a lot of things that Christian might do a little better than Peyton, just within the offense and just playing off of Jokic. But I think the separator right now is what you said. The 3-point shooting when you just have to take and make it. I mean, at the beginning of the season, before Christian Brown got hurt, he got off to a really rough start
It's been a
shooting
nightmare
the ball.
season. Nightmare season for him.
I mean, that was before the injury even, So I think for that reason, you go Peyton Watson.
He was getting downhill off the dribble better than we had seen. He was starting to pass the ball with confidence, which is something here.
Yeah.
I actually have Christian Brown penciled in ahead of him still, even though I just gave an argument the other direction, in part because we're docking Christian for what we saw last year in the playoffs, although it should be noted that he gave us the opposite of that in the championship run. But we haven't actually seen Peyton Watson do this. We've only seen it in the regular season. It's possible Peyton Watson also clams up or something here.
Totally.
Spencer Jones, Cam Johnson. So it's almost like we've seen Christian struggle in that role. We haven't seen the other two because they haven't done it. And so I still penciled in Christian Brown personally at number 3, even if my heart tells me Peyton Watson is probably the next one.
But does anything of this argument have to do with the defensive end of the floor? Because on the defensive end of the floor, I think, it's really tough to look at the whole grand scheme of things right now because of the season Christian had. But defensively, I might argue that Peyton Watson is the better Jokic-Ball player out of the two.
The numbers don't quite back this up, and this is kind of what I was getting into. Again, it's not the greatest sample size, about 300 minutes for Christian Brown, about 600 minutes for Peyton Watson. They're significantly better with CB and Jokic on the floor than Peyton and Jokic. Again, a lot of noise in all this data, but that number has been consistent throughout the years. For whatever reason, Peyton Watson seems to shut guys down, but teams score at a higher rate. It's weird. It's kind of hard. Do we think it's Peyton, Christian in some order? Because after that, you have Cam Johnson, you have Spencer Jones, who I think has been sneaky great with him. I don't know if there's anybody. I actually don't know if you throw anybody else out. I
think
joke
this
about
is the
Pickett.
5.
Yeah.
Cam Johnson may be getting a little underrated in this conversation, just based on the fact that the first 10 games or so he shot terribly from 3, but everything else was incredible.
Yeah.
And then when he started shooting the ball great, he looked like one of the best Jokic players you could ever draw up. So he's probably getting a little underrated.
Also, he was really good with the bench right before he got hurt. Like the Cam bench numbers were really impressive, which almost makes me think of him like less Jokic reliant in a way.
Is there any argument for Tim Hardaway Jr.?
Sure, his numbers aren't quite as good.
Sure.
I mean, even on the net ratings, they're lower with him. I think the defense is a tough thing because one thing about these guys we're all putting in there outside of Murray is they all are kind of two-way guys, and Tim Hardaway is an example of a one-way guy. Same with Bruce.
The efficiency stuff and the on-off might be so muddled this year, though, except for the first portion of the season because of how fluid the lineups have been.
Yeah, it's true. Do you agree with me, though, about Bruce and Tim Hardaway, that they're the two one-way guys, that when you throw Bruce out there, your defense around Yoke's going to be better, but your offense is going to suffer?
Yeah, I agree.
And Tim, you're going to have another shooter, but somebody has to guard somebody.
I agree with that. I mean, Julian in that conversation as well, but he's not playing as much. Yep.
Yeah, they're just not in it. So where do we go with our last spot then? Are we going Cam?
I think
Cam.
Cam for sure.
I think Cam.
I think it's definitely Cam.
Are we intrigued at all that the fact that Jokic, Spencer Jones lineups have a 132 offensive rating in 420 minutes?
They don't feel like they play off each other, but they just kind of do things that are good next to each other.
Getting out of the way is kind of an important skill. They hit the corner 3.
Jokic benefits so much from like the 4th or 5th best players being like, no, you just go here and you go here.
Totally.
And then if you're
Let's
there,
play 3-on-3.
yeah, everything works out. You know what I mean?
And then
Me,
defensively,
AG, and Jamal.
you have a guy that's just sprinting everywhere he goes, and like
Playing defense.
I don't think it's crazy that Spencer Jones could be in this conversation, even if I would
in
have
the
Cam.
conversation,
Even if I would have Cam. But here's another interesting thing, man. And this is why the playoffs are always a different beast. We're just like knocking down Tim Hardaway Jr., Bruce Brown, and anybody else that could be in the rotation. But the truth is, those guys are merely great with Jokic.
I know.
Right.
I mean, that's the thing is like, this is why,
Bruce Brown's only a plus 4.6, which is a little wild in
but
400
that's why,
minutes,
like, why
but whatever.
these exercises are actually amazing because it just reveals to you how deep this goddamn squad is.
Yep, I agree. This is a big part of it. Tim Hardaway Jr., not sure how great he is next to Jokic, plus 12.
I know. Yeah,
But
right.
also, that's worse than all the other guys.
Best season of his career.
Also, the way Tim
One game for
plays,
us.
it almost feels like Tim's game is less predicated on who he's with the court with than almost anyone else.
Ball finds him and he's
He's
gone.
like, I'm going to get this up, actually.
But he's been like, I think that you're kind of seeing like if he's allowed to do whatever he wants, it's bad over the last several games. And it's like if Jokic gives him ball in the good. It's not that he's scared to do it. It's like maybe he shouldn't.
Yeah, it is true. If you're passing to him, he's shooting it, and Yoke's like, okay, he's
Now
not
you're
open enough.
open, right.
Yeah,
Now
he's not
you
open,
should.
so I'm not passing to him.
Yes.
Oh, but
Then-
he is open. Go for
But
it.
if he gets the ball, he's like, YOLO. He doesn't care.
YOLO. I love this exercise. It's contentious, but I don't think there's a wrong answer.
I'm
Now,
mad
this
at
is a
all of
double-edged
you.
sword because when everybody is healthy, which turns out is not tomorrow, but when everybody is healthy, I do think that it's one of those things where I just want to see all of it. I don't actually care who it is. I think you have to see all of it one way or another. I want to see Peyton and Christian spot. I want to see him in Cam's spot. I want to see him in AG spot. I even want to see Spencer Jones mixed in with some of these combos when everybody's healthy. I just want to get a look at all of it because I think all of it can work and they might serve slightly different jobs that give you margins in the playoffs. And that's a hard thing to do because at the end of the day, guys want to be a starter. Guys want to be a closer. And it's easy for us to sit up here and say you shouldn't care. It's going to be different each matchup. The truth is these guys do care and a lot of money's at stake for it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go last 5 minutes here real quickly on Jokic not being available tomorrow. I am bummed. I don't want this to linger.
He wants to linger at least through tomorrow.
Just
It hasn't happened yet.
Just housekeeping as we're about to talk about it. Jokic out. Murray, Watson, and Valanciunas are probable, and Aaron Gordon is out with that right hamstring strain.
And so is Christian Brown. And again, I don't
And
feel
Cam
good
Johnson, I
about this
assume?
Christian Brown situation at all.
Me
I'm just
either.
saying that. I keep saying it. It seems very weird to me.
I hate it. I hate
I'm
it.
nervous about it, actually.
It's wild that it's still listed as sprain because they're like, yeah, it seems like a lot's going on, man.
What is it you don't like? I mean, what's the spec? That's the injury is worse than it seems.
I mean, look, like I've been at this for a while. Like I've done the whole process of guys getting injured, guys ramping up and coming back, guys on the injury report, guys about to play. Like I've just seen this happen a lot. The Nuggets are very conservative actually with letting guys back in and their rehab and clearing them to play historically. And they've had a lot of the same training staff for a while. I just can't remember actually another instance with the Nuggets of a guy getting cleared to play, playing in games, and then having to shut it down. I don't remember another situation that's happened like this one. And so that's why I say I'm just a little nervous. And the fact that we haven't really heard about, oh, he's getting better. Oh, he's getting closer. It's going to be this X amount of time. It just seems to me like right now he's shut down, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, and it's been like since they re-shut him down, it's also been a minute now. It's not like he came back the next game. So there's definitely some cause for concern. It also stinks because Christian has had no chance to change this narrative. Like where he left off, he's having a horrible year, and we're doing all these lists, and he's low and he's low. He just
Still
has
got
no
number 3 on the Jokic-Ball.
That is true,
plays, though.
but just no opportunity to change our minds again and remind us of what he can do.
And the worst thing of all is that he's now viewed through the lens of his contract, which is large. And people,
That's how it goes, man.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a nightmare scenario for him in many ways. Like I'm with you, dude. It's like, what the hell, man? What's going on?
It's just like
it's
I've
so
been doing this
weird.
for a while, and this is something that's made me nervous.
It's really weird. It's really weird.
he was
Yeah.
the first guy to get hurt.
And with Jokic, I mean,
Well, what is
tomorrow
he played
was
like 11 games. It felt like it was more than that. When we looked
know.
at it, we were
was
like,
like-
wait, he only played 11 games this year?
Barely played.
Yeah. With Jokic, I mean, it is a bummer. I don't think it's maybe surprising that he's not playing tomorrow. Like tomorrow would have been the best case scenario.
Dude, I guarantee what just happened to AG has bearing on the way that they're approaching.
Probably.
Yeah. And maybe the fact that they have played way above expectations without him means he doesn't have to get back as soon as he possibly could.
Detroit's very physical. Maybe it's just a one-off,
And
one
there
more
is
game.
still a couple games for him in January to come back for.
There is a Serbian crew that's in town right now for the 4-game homestand for whatever that is worth. They made the trek out here. Guys that have covered Jokic for a very long time, and so when I heard that, I kind of raised my eyebrows of like, interesting. They're out here, but
That is interesting.
maybe it has nothing to do with anything. It's quite a commitment to get out here. We'll just have to wait and see. I'll tell you what I take away from all this. This media environment we have where only that kind of news can get broken through Shams Charania, so lame. Shams came out, remember, immediately it was like, Yoke's ahead of schedule. He could get reevaluated as early as 4 weeks. I was like,
Right.
yeah, that was
That's
the
the
report.
schedule.
And then a week ago, it was like, he's made great progress. He could be back by end of the month.
No,
It's-
just about
everything is-
on schedule.
Everything is like, tell that guy nothing and have him spin it in our favor. and then nothing is revealed, but everyone's like, oh, he's ahead of schedule. This is the schedule, man. It's 4 weeks,
right on
reevaluate, he's not
schedule.
back. All right, what do we got?
Mr. Exquisite Nugget. No, Eric, the field goal should have saved us next year. Horse emoji. Josh Barnett from Down Under celebrating 5 months of membership.
Yeah.
Happy Australia Day, you bloody legends. Happy Australia Day, mate.
man.
Have a shot of Bundy rum.
Bundy
No,
rum?
thank you. Beetroot on a burger. Play some cricket. And praise our Lord and Savior, Patty Mills.
All right.
That last part I could do for you. Post-nut clarity. The most important conversation we should be talking about is Adelman being the coach of the year. He makes Malone look like a Jokic merchant.
Man, there's half the people that think that, and half the people that think he should be fired. Somebody wrote me the other day, like, what are the rumors that? What do you think of the rumors that Adelman is thinking about stepping down and because he's doing such a bad job? I was like, where
Was this like maybe
what
a
Facebook feed are you on
maybe
right
it was
now?
in the realm of the Facebook posts about people just dying. Have you seen those? You haven't seen those?
Facebook
like,
is,
like Brendan Vogt has died. Like there's just these.
Oh yeah. I've heard about this. Cody Rourke had happened
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
I haven't been on Facebook for like 7 months. I can't
Me
log
neither.
in. I got logged out. I can't get logged in again.
That's probably for the better.
Well, it's like my aunts and uncles are wishing me happy birthday and stuff.
Last I saw, there was great dialogue about how the weather is being created as a distraction from the awakening Leviathan in the Atlantic Ocean.
You haven't heard about that?
Yeah.
Well,
I
yeah,
don't know if you guys-
there's
You haven't
actually
heard
some
about
stuff
that?
to back that
I was
up.
there, yeah.
He's been
yeah.
asleep for a long
Been
time.
asleep, and now he's awake.
But he's
so,
awake now.
You know, good or bad
get on
news to be
Facebook.
decided.
You thought it was
No
just
idea.
cold out?
Yeah, that's right. I thought it was just January, but
Nope.
silly me. Colby Cheeser, we can't have Jokic miss until the All-Star break. That would suck.
Agreed.
Thought AG going down would cause them to bring him back.
We all wait a little bit longer.
Yeah. Well, we're better for it in some way. I don't know how, but we might be.
Probably not.
We've
We're
already
probably not
did. We've
better.
already. Come on, man.
We've suffered enough.
We've suffered enough.
But we're going to suffer more. But we're going to suffer together. We're back tomorrow. Host in Detroit. First game back of a road trip. 4-game homestand. See what happens. Hit the like button on the way out.
We all silly like the mayor.